Greetings and salutations. My name is David Duford, owner and operator of BuyLifeInsuranceForBurial.com. And chances are you're watching today's video because you're trying to find out if getting a final expense policy is worth the investment. What I'm going to try to accomplish in today's video is give you some straightforward suggestions and examples as to when getting a final expense policy makes great sense and when it doesn't. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, to define what a final expense policy is. Well, most people buy a final expense policy to cover any sort of final funeral-related expenses that happen upon their passing. So, for example, easy ones to think of off the top of your head would be burial, cremation expense, income replacement if a spouse dies. That kind of thing is the most typical reason somebody buys a final expense policy. However, there are certain situations where buying a final expense policy makes sense and then where it doesn't. So let's talk about when buying a policy actually makes sense. So most commonly, as a salesperson myself that helps people out with final expense policies, what I commonly see as being the best reason to buy a final expense policy is when there is a absolute clear requirement for the person to have a policy because, simply put, there just isn't enough savings set aside to pay for final expenses. Or maybe they just don't want to